This year's Pagan YouTube challenge is an alphabet challenge where you take a letter of the alphabet, you find a word that begins with that letter that describes what paganism means to you. I think that's a pretty good idea, but I am not one that wants to flood YouTube with all those related videos, so I'm doing it all in one fell swoop. A is for aspiring because paganism aspires me to be a better person. I am aspired to learn, to be more compassionate, to be more understanding, just generally to be a better person. B is for blessed because I have been blessed with meeting some wonderful people that I'm glad to call my friends. C is for catalyst. Paganism was a catalyst that changed my life. Before I was a Christian and I just wasn't sure who I was. But once I became a pagan, I found the catalyst to find out who I am and who I want to be. D is for devotion because I have devoted myself into this path, into these traditions, to learn more about who I am and what the world is about around me. E is for Elan. Elan is French for the spirit of. And there is an Elan, a spirit in paganism of many forms of learning, of being together. It's an aspiration to be more. Forge. Well, I think forge because we forge friendships, we forge our path, we forge understanding. We create so much within our path. G is for genuine. I think there are a lot of wonderful people out in the pagan community, and they are genuine in their feelings and in their beliefs. It is something that makes people better people. H is for herbalism. I think that is one of the more fascinating aspects of paganism is the understanding of the plants and the herbs and how they heal and how they affect us. I is for independence. I think a vast majority of the pagans are an independent sort. We strive to be strong for ourselves, and that has made us into better people. J is for jargon. I have learned a lot of new words in paganism and studying witchcraft also. And so the terminology that I have learned has made me a better person. K is for knowledge. It's kind of like jargon and herbalism. There is so much to learn. Paganism is such an umbrella term. There is so much out there for us to learn, and the learning should never, ever stop. L is for life, because through paganism we learn what life really means. We view life differently. We are inspired to live a better life and to respect the lives of other people and other creatures. M is for mythology. I have always loved mythology, and it is interesting, reading Greek mythology and such, to learning how people thought back then and how passionate they were in their stories. N is for nature because Paganism focuses around nature. I mean, the stones that we use, the plants, the trees, it's all a part of nature, and we are supposed to be part of it. So I think it is very important. O is for oak. When I first started paganism, I focused on a druid path. I was obsessed with druidry, and the most important wood to a druid is the oak tree. And being that I am from Iowa, there are a lot of oak trees around me. P is for passionate. And when we talk about paganism, there are a lot of people that speak with a passion, a love for it. It doesn't matter what aspect they're talking about. They are passionate about paganism, and that is wonderful. It is inspiring. Q is for quest. Our tradition, as we call it, is a quest. We start at one point and we journey in learning and experiencing. And the quest is our journey in life, and that's what makes it so fascinating. R is for reverence. If you have learned to bond with nature, you develop a reverence with the world around you. You see things that amaze you. And so I think reverence is a good word that represents paganism to many people. S is studious. I learn. I love to study. I have a 6-foot tall bookshelf that is full of reference materials about paganism. I love it. I spend a lot of time studying. T is for teacher. It's something that we're missing in paganism. I wish there were more of them. But it is wisdom that we hand down. And, we are to teach the people around us to be better people. So I think teacher is a good word for pagan. We need some more good teachers out there. U is for unique. Every person's path is unique to them. You can have a lot of people that say that they are a Celtic pagan. They could say that they're a druid, but you compare any two, and they're not going to be the same. You can compare 20 pagans in the same room, and each one will have a different belief system in some way. V is for venerated. Yes, I think that paganism has some honor to it. Because we devote ourselves to it, we understand some protocols and all that. We form a venerated view of paganism. W is for wizard. Now, when I think about paganism and I think about witchcraft, I've always decided that I wanted to be a little bit different. I didn't want to be a cookie cutter type person. And so when all these people go around saying that they're witches and all that, I go, I'm just a wizard. X is for X factor. Now, X factor means to be a key ingredient into changing things. Paganism, it's like the catalyst. When it entered my life, it made me see the world differently, and it was the X factor in turning my life around. Y is for yearning. I yearn to know so much more. I wish I could go back in time and see how the Celts really lived. I want to be able to see so many things that I could never see. And so I just yearn for some of the simplest things. And finally, Z is for zeal. We are very ambitious, very attentive, and achieving our goals. When it comes to learning about our paths, there are things where we push ourselves on constantly. And so I think zeal is a good word for pagan as well. So there we go. I had every letter in the alphabet. These are the positive attributes that I feel about paganism. I would love to hear your points of view on that. So everybody, take care, be at peace.